Welcome back to Tequila Tales. We are at it again. Week 13, we are doing another episode of Tequila and NFL picks. Turkey Day is in the rear view, and thanks to Turkey Day and his amazing record of 2-1, we have Kevin, the club can't even handle me right now, Kohnen, back off a 2-1 start. And I'm here sitting in the doghouse with a 1-2 Thanksgiving. The wishbone didn't go my way, and because of that, I'm actually having to take a few shots of tequila as we do this. And we don't do anything on this channel without some agave. So, Kevin, what are you drinking today?
Today I went back to what helped last time, the old Diego Santa right here, the old sipping tequila. And, 2-1 is okay, but I switched to the Reposado, so maybe that'll go 3-0 this week. I don't want to jinx myself.
All right, well, I'm warming up with a long drink, and here come my shots right here by the lovely yet always angry Trista.
I ain't angry, boy.
Okay, she's not angry today. That was just a joke. But, yeah, here they are. Tell us who you're on this week, and go ahead, and I'll just be taking care of business over here at the Scoop of Water, South Florida's premier cigar lounge and bar.
Yeah, well, cigar bar, I'd rather be sitting there than here in my office. But so last week we went through, and we all were on the same games and went through and gave our picks. This week, we shook things up a little bit and decided to pick games that we liked. So I'm on 3 different games, and Tim's going to be on 3 different games. So first game I wanted to dig into, I was tempted to go into the Dallas game tonight, but it was a trap. I don't want to go there. I want a sure win this week. The Washington football team impressed me the other night. Heineke's been I would have that guy on my team any day. He is one heck of a good quarterback. Rivera's got him playing well. You've got Gibson and McLaurin, who, those guys on any other team with some better surrounding cast, they'd be doing better than they are now, but they're just carrying that team. They're an exciting squad. I like them going into Las Vegas this week with the momentum from the big Monday night win. I think Washington football team at +2.5 is the way to go. So take the points, and maybe even we'll get an outright victory.
Well, I appreciate the handicap, but I'll be honest with you. I didn't hear a word you said because I'm just choking these down right now. What am I drinking here, Trista?
Herradura Reposado.
I was going for Humidor, but they said I could buck it up a little bit. I wanted to punish myself with some well stuff or bottom of the barrel. Obviously, we're not getting into Tears of Llorona. That would be an expensive way to start the day. But, maybe we'll end the day like that after getting some winning sports picks.
Perfect. Next game that I have, and I'll save it and let you do too, and I'll finish up. But the next game I have is my Baltimore Ravens. This is the best rivalry in all of sports. You can argue at me all you want, but Baltimore and Pittsburgh, hands down, they hate each other. They're fierce competitors. Doesn't matter if one of them is out of the playoffs or one's in the playoffs. They're going to fight tooth and nail. It's always a great game, good matchup. I think in this case, the Ravens, for once, have a little fortune on their side. The injury bug has hit them pretty hard at the beginning of the year, and now that bug's hitting the Steelers. So the Steelers are going to be a little shorthanded, especially on the defensive line. I think for Baltimore coming in, this is great timing. Coming off a nice win against Cleveland, their defense is clicking. I just don't see any way the Steelers can probably put up more than 13 points. I think the Ravens here get about 24. So take the Ravens at -4.5. That is my second pick. I'll turn it over to you, Tim.
Well, if this tequila doesn't make me puke, that pick certainly does, and your proclamation that that's the best rivalry in sports or football. I can think of 3 rivalries off the top of my head just looking around the bar here, and fans are everywhere. I think Cleveland and the Ravens are an awesome matchup as well. Vikings-Packers, obviously I'm biased. I'll even take Dolphins-Jets, which if you haven't been to that game down in sunny South Florida, the whole stadium is Jets fans, and when they do their Jets, it just goes back the other way. Suck. So it's a good mix of New Yorkers and Floridians down here who have no idea who they're cheering for if it's not their home team, which is once in a while visiting. So I feel myself beginning to stutter, so here's the 5th one. And the Ravens, you're playing the Steelers. That's a pretty easy win. I mean, when you look at the calendar right now, you've marked that as a win. Obviously, they're reeling last week after Cincinnati just gut punched them, and that brings me to my first pick, the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati -3 at home against the Los Angeles, which is still weird to say, Chargers. Both teams obviously got quarterbacks the same draft. coming out with some young studs that throw the ball a lot, probably a lot of points in that game. The Chargers are a road team, and they've been playing very well on the road this year, and I do like what they're doing on the road. However, I just think what they have with Burrow and Chase is something magic. They absolutely manhandled the Steelers, which leads me to agree with your Ravens pick, actually, all joking aside. They manhandled them and destroyed them. I think the Bengals make a statement and say, look, the AFC North is something that's up for grabs. We have a shot here. We fumbled a couple games this year that we shouldn't have lost, but this is one that we need to win against a team that is kind of Jekyll and Hyde-ish. I mean, everyone came out and crowned Herbert, the best quarterback. And then Burrow got chased and said, hey, not so fast. Hold my beer. Or in my case, my long drink, which is actually my next review I'm doing. It's not tequila, but I'll have to sneak in a tequila somehow. The Finnish long drink, very interesting beverage, 99 calories. Obviously, you can stay shredded and drink this all day long. Pretty good drink. We celebrate this with buckets of it at Smoke on the Water here in Weston, Florida. So that's my first pick. My second pick is going to be a homer pick, which I have to take because my adopted hometown of Miami, Florida, the Dolphins. The Dolphins are playing the Giants. I do not trust the Giants. Saquon Barkley gets hurt all the time. The guy is an absolute stud, but it just doesn't happen. Daniel Jones is out. That means Mike Glennon is in. That tree of a person that has started for a bunch of teams and never excelled is in there. And, big tree fall hard. And I think that the Dolphins, who just dismantled the Ravens here and dismantled Cam Newton in his comeback, are going to dismantle him. Back up the cement truck for this one. Seriously, pour your concrete down, get yourself a new old pool, bet what you want to win. That's my take on this game. That is an absolute stone cold lock. If not, you can pour me 5 crappier drinks next week and I will take them down. Yeah, Tequila Tales. We put our money where our mouth is, or at least our tequila where our betting is.
Wow, so you're saying that if the pick comes through with the Dolphins, someone should go out right now, just like Chevy Chase, get that new pool at Christmas. You're hoping it's not the Jelly of the Month Club, right?
No, this is firm. This isn't a Christmas bonus you usually get. This is carve it in stone.
Wow.
This Miami Dolphins team is motivated right now. We all saw the home win against the Dolphins. Very special event for all of us that night. And I just think this is it. This is the game of the week. My third one, Mac Jones and the New England Patriots at home getting 3 points against the Bills. I know that line's been wavering a little bit. Take it at 3. I'm not really fully endorsing it at 2.5, but 3 was what we're recording at right now, and that's what I'm going to go with. So if you get a worse line, do your own diligence. But, the Bills are another team that I don't trust. They're not running the ball very well. Zach Moss hasn't been consistent. If Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, and my boy Dawson Knox, who's a favorite at this bar, an absolute hometown crowd favorite. Everyone loves Knox. We loved him when he was just a blocker that would catch 2 passes a year. Now he's looking like he's a Pro Bowler this year. I think it's him and Andrews in the AFC. Who else is there, really? Total stud. They're Jekyll and Hyde. I don't trust them. Mac Jones and the Patriots and Bill Belichick against his division, I'm taking it all day long. I'm taking the points. I'm taking the New England Patriots. Never thought I would say that this year. They developed this kid very, very rapidly. I saw today that he's trademarking MJ10. I think it's a very dumb move. There's only one MJ in this world, and that's the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Air Jordan. Come at me if you want with that pick. But look, the guy should have trademarked Mac 10. That would have been the best ever. Mac 10 would be a money moniker, right? MJ 10, he's trying to do TB12, and there's only one TB12. There's only one guy in New England that should do that. Mac 10 is where he should be doing it. I don't know why he didn't, but that's my take. Those are my 3 picks. Hoping for a 2-1 to even out my season record, which we jumped into in week 12 at 6-6. Or 3-3. That's a total of 6 games. Math's a little off. Had a little tequila today, obviously. Probably going to have a lot more, too, but we're just getting started.
Well, I like your last pick. Obviously, my son's name is Mac, so anytime someone says Mac is going to take it home, I'm all with them. So that's a great pick. It's going to be, I think, one of the best games to watch this week as well.
Same. It's right up there with Detroit and Minnesota. Just a great, legendary, iconic battle that's been fought for many, many years. And no joke, Detroit plays the Lions very strong. They do every single year. Even when we were 15-1 and 14-2 and 13-3, the Lions are always that little thorn in the side, that little brother that just won't stop fighting. And I'm kind of terrified for that game as much as we need it after dropping to San Francisco. I think that'll be a good game. I think the Vikings win, but I think Detroit covers, and that's scary to say as a Vikings fan.
Wow. Well, my last pick is the Niners and Seahawks. If you had a chance to watch, the Seahawks are going in the wrong direction right now. Russell Wilson, he seems out of sorts. He's staring down his receivers. He threw. It took him to the fourth quarter with like 5 minutes left to finally target DK Metcalf, which, I mean, when you have a guy like Metcalf, you just throw the ball up and you don't care. You just throw it up in his area. He's
right.
Worth it. So I just look at that team. Their running game is non-existent. I think it's really tough. That's putting a lot of pressure on Wilson. And you've got some good DBs. You know, they can cover up Lockett. They can cover up Metcalf. And it makes it really, really tough to move the ball. So my take on this one is the Niners, I have them right now at -3. I think this game, probably if I had to hand out a game ball early, I'd have to hand it out to Debo. Debo's going to snatch that chain from Wilson.
Well, slow your roll. Debo is on 2 of my fantasy teams. Debo's not playing this week.
Debo's out?
Debo is out. Yeah.
Oof, man.
Yeah, for 1 week, probably 2.
Wow. Well, that makes it a little different. He's been their star in the receiving game.
He is.
Yeah.
He actually made Dan Orlovsky today and Damian Woody.
Oh, Damian Woody.
They were doing today their 5 most exciting players in the NFL. Very interesting list. Both of them omitted Debo Samuel, and Woody agreed with Orlovsky's list, and he said my 5A is Debo because he can run the ball, catch the ball, he can do everything. And he's a stud. He was amazing last week against the Vikings until he got hurt. Him and Dalvin, 2 of the league's biggest offensive weapons, both got hurt in that game. So it doesn't change my pick in that game either. If I'm betting that game, I'm not going to take Seattle. On your point, I have Russell Wilson in fantasy. I'm kind of a guy who dances with who brung me, and Russell hasn't brung me crap this year. So I took a flyer, and tonight I'm starting Taysom Hill in an absolute gasp for air. Like I'm drowning in the deep end of the pool, looking for a snippet of like life of the playoffs. And I don't know if it's possible, but benching Russell and playing Taysom, hoping he runs a couple in and throws for maybe one more. And that will get me the points I need to beat whoever I'm playing.
Well, I think even with Debo out, I'm still taking the Niners. That's my my 5-shot lock of the week. I'm taking the Niners to cover there.
Seattle wants any chance of keeping Russell because I know there was some talk about him leaving. Get a good draft pick, and he might want to stay for a long time. So I'm not saying they're tanking, but Seattle's in shambles as it is. I don't think they need to tank. I think they're just bad. Without their running game that's usually good and their legion of boom being way behind them, they're just Jamal Adams has 1 sack this year. They paid him all that money, and he's got 1 sack. So.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of, you talked about the Cowboys-Saints game tonight, just as a little bonus action. That's the game I just didn't want to talk about, but obviously it's right in front of us tonight.
Yep.
My gut tells me the Cowboys turn it around and they put together a pretty good game here. They put up probably quite a few points, but I think the line's at 6 right now. That seems a little high for the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's a big line, especially with all the injuries they've had and all the things that are going on. McCarthy is out, right, with COVID?
Coach, yes.
Yeah, so obviously he's not taking any snaps, but he's there in spirit. That does affect it a little bit. I don't know who's coaching their team, but it'll be on here at Smoke on the Water, South Florida's premier cigar bar and lounge. The owner is a Mississippi guy who is a diehard Saints fan. There's also a sister bar in New Orleans, right in the French Quarter, named Smoke on the Water as well. So that'll be front and center here tonight, as it always is, ahead of this weekend's chili cook-off.
Wow, no crawfish boil tonight, huh?
No, usually when his brother or him comes back from the South, there are crawfish coming, but there's a chili cook-off this weekend. All proceeds go to the Jason Taylor Foundation, which is pretty cool. Jason's a pretty big part of this bar. And, it's going to be really exciting. So there's 4 members of the cigar bar, me included, cooking chili against 4 distributors that sell cigars in the industry. Dan's brother from Mississippi is doing one, and he's coming in. He cooked it yesterday. It's frozen. It's coming in. He's cooking a big vat for all the customers, paying at the door. I believe it's $150 for tickets. You get 16 cigars, $50 if you just want some chili and hang out or whatever. Pretty cool event. All proceeds go to Jason Taylor's foundation. So him, OJ McDuffie, and Channing Crowder will be judging the chili. Rumors are that Reggie Wayne and Ed Reed will be up here. So pretty cool event going down this weekend here in South Florida and Weston. If you happen to see this video before it's too late, it's going to be really cool.
Oh, sounds like fun. Wish I could be there.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. I'm entering my chili. It's going to be a really spicy Italian sausage chili. I actually went to Doris Market, which is my little secret hole in the wall in Oakland Park, Florida, and got all my ingredients this morning, and it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong.
Nice. Well, to recap then, my 3 picks, I've got Washington football team at +2.5, Baltimore at -4.5, and the Niners at -3.
And I've got the Patriots +3, Dolphins block of the year -4, and the Cincinnati Bengals -3 at home against the San Diego, formerly Powder Blue Chargers, which are now in LA.
Perfect.
Any closing words, Kevin? You're 2-1. I'm 1-2. This is our second week doing this. I can't wait to carry this through. I wish we had time to go through all the college conference championships. That would be a really fun segment, but we're up against it as far as editing and getting it out there. But we're going to definitely be back for next week in NFL. Hopefully have some other guests. We got a lot of guys that want to get in on this, but you're winning, so you're in the hot seat. And I hope to have you here for a long time giving out winners.
All right. Well, cheers. Thanks for having me. And good luck with your picks this weekend.
Thanks. You too, Kevin. I will talk to you.
See ya.